Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Congresswoman Annie Paolini is on the phone breaking bombshell about the Epstein document burn bags. There were questions for the Clintons. This happened just 2 hours ago. Breaking news, she's just on the phone with Benny. So let's go ahead and switch over there and we all can watch what's going on. If she's dropping this bombshell about the Clintons, there's a lot more Democrat Party stuff involved, a lot more stuff going to be involved into it and everything, and it's going to maybe shake or break the whole foundation, which, to be honest, the Clintons have been involved in a lot of stuff. Even with Haiti, they still haven't helped people in Haiti out, so let's get started, shall we? Alright.
Congresswoman,
Hello?
just checking in. Can you hear us? Yep.
Benny?
Can you hear us? Yep. Can you hear us?
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. It was a little bit of a delay there. I can. Breaking
All right,
news actually
fantastic.
just gone off the phone with the Oversight Committee.
And give us an update here. This it dropped like a massive bombshell. Nobody ever thought we'd see Hillary Clinton being subpoenaed again, and you didn't stop there. What's happening on the Oversight Committee?
Well, look, this came via a subcommittee, and as you know, we're following through on those subpoena requests. So it was actually Democrats. This was a bipartisan vote to actually bring everyone in to testify in regards to their involvement with Jeffrey Epstein. What's been really interesting about this whole thing is that, look, the media has tried to push this like a hot potato. They don't want to talk about the Democrat mega donors and Democrat business owners, also political elites that are involved in this. And so to see Democrats vote for that, we're sending the subpoenas. So, you know, there were some people that did not want the subpoena to go through. Those were Republican members of Congress. I won't name them yet. But what I will tell you is, you know, ultimately House Oversight's function is to restore faith in government. And that means that we have to look at people across the board. So we're looking forward to seeing what's in these documents.
Okay, so tell me, this is Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton who will be appearing before your committee. Is this correct? They'll be physically appearing, yes?
Correct, unless they try to fight the subpoena. But I don't see the Attorney General giving them an out like Garland gave everyone else an out when they would defy subpoenas in the last administration. So it's not going to just be them that will be called to testify. But, you know, I would not be surprised if we hear a whole lot of pleading the fifth.
So wait a second. What are you planning on asking Hillary Clinton? This is very exciting, Congresswoman.
Well, we just got news today that we're sending the subpoena, so I'm going to obviously be meeting with the staff and working with some of our investigators and attorneys. But look, also too, this comes at the same time that Ghislaine Maxwell also tried to negotiate, you know, immunity for not testifying to Congress, or saying that she would only come to testify after her Supreme Court date if we gave her immunity. So we're going to be having to vote on that, by the way, at the same time. Of which, to be clear, I'm not in favor of giving any sex traffickers immunity, period. But either which way, I think that everyone wants to know, you know, to what extent, to what level was the former president, Bill Clinton, involved with Jeffrey Epstein. We know President Trump had stated that he flew on Epstein's plane many, many times. And obviously, you know, Epstein was not a good guy. So let's just hope that no other people were harmed.
So, hold on. Are you going to be asking simply Epstein questions, or are you going to ask any questions about Hillary Clinton and the Steele dossier and the meetings with Barack Obama and the FBI and the corruption therein to try and rig in a hit job on President Trump?
So the subpoena from Oversight is specifically covering the Jeffrey Epstein. I know that House Judiciary that actually has oversight in regards to the Russia collusion, Steele dossier stuff, so they would have to send their own subpoena for that information. But as you know, Benny, as long as the subpoena is there and written, they're only required technically to address the issues that the subpoena cover.
Okay, so all of these subpoenas are for Epstein-related issues and not for Obama, Steele dossier, Russiagate-related issues.
Correct, and that is for now. It doesn't mean that we can't bring more subpoenas, but again, usually the purview of jurisdiction for oversight covers something different than House Judiciary.
So this is a wild thing, Congresswoman, because we have often railed on this program until our voices cracked that Hillary and Bill Clinton have done hundreds of thousands of hours of interviews, some live, some not. Either way, they've never been asked about Epstein once, which I find remarkable.
Well, they're going to have to answer a whole lot of questions, especially because it's literally going out today. Also, too, it's interesting because the Democrats were the ones that also voted for it. So, Look, credit to Chairman Comer where it's due. He did receive a lot of pressure from, again, certain members that didn't want to send these subpoenas, but he's doing the right thing in regards to bringing them in to answer questions.
Excellent. So, one fascinating name here is Alberto Gonzales and Robert Mueller. He was the director of the FBI, and Alberto Gonzales was the head of the DOJ when Epstein got his true get-out-of-jail-free card. The actual cover-up was in 2005, 2006, 2007, when Epstein was allowed to skate, even though they had him dead to rights. Those are, I think, going to be some very, very powerful and important questions. What do you intend on asking, Congresswoman?
I'm asking them directly who authorized this information to be placed in burn bags, and what information do they have about the former deputy director of the FBI destroying evidence pertaining to Jeffrey Epstein, which we know right now the FBI is actively investigating. So this is not a conspiracy theory. This happened. Actually, it was your show that kind of tipped me off to follow up with one of those whistleblowers, and now that's a full-fledged investigation. So kudos to you, Benny.
So hold on. You're confirming to us that the FBI has destroyed Epstein evidence?
I'm confirming that there's an open investigation and that the leads on your show resulted in them finding burn bags pertaining to Russiagate and potentially Epstein, yes.
Well, this is news to us, and we're excited to hear that. A lot of these things happen, obviously, in a secured environment, but that makes us really happy on this program. So the entire burn bag saga began with our show. Well, that's wonderful to hear.
Correct. It had ties to it for sure.
Okay.
So look, right now, obviously, the American people are rightfully so really frustrated with how, there's been just this lapse of justice within our own government for people that are very elite, very wealthy, very powerful. And I'm just really happy to know that under this administration that people are being held accountable. And I will say this, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes, but the fact is that they are arresting, they're going after these people. And, had Tulsi not come forward with that information in regards to Russiagate, I mean, think about it, literally people using their positions of power to violate constitutional rights, civil liberties, go after people, spy, it can't be tolerated in a free, fair society. So thank you for doing what you're doing to cover all this, Benny.
Well, I mean, listen, all we want is the answers. And so, yes, I really hope that you ask former FBI Director Robert Mueller, why did you let Jeffrey Epstein off the hook and say that he was working with the FBI? We have that in the documents, that he was a protected FBI informant, and the FBI recommended that he be let off the hook when they had him dead to rights for the underage sex trafficking of 50 young women. This was in the year 2006. So we really hope that you press old Robert Mueller about that decision, along with Alberto Gonzales, who is the one who forced, we know this as a matter of fact because we run these leads down, Alberto Gonzales forced the Attorney General, Alex Acosta, to not bring federal charges against Epstein. Why the hell did he do that?
We're
Somebody
about to
please explain that to me?
We're about to find out.
Yes. Thank you. It's music to our ears. And I just a very quick thought here, Congresswoman, before you go. Do you believe that this is going to be a massive backfire on Democrats for trying to make this the cause celeb? They attempted to smear President Trump with this Epstein issue. Do you believe that this is going to be a massive backfire?
Yeah, and I say that because it was Democrats back in November of 23 that blocked Marsha Blackburn's efforts to get the flight logs. It was Dick Durbin that did that, Democrat senator from Illinois, I believe. So I think that they did not anticipate the transparency, but again, literally one of the most transparent administrations that we've seen so far, and that doesn't even just stop there. I mean, we're getting the MLK, JFK, RFK, all of that. So yeah, I think it's going to backfire. I also think it was interesting that in their own efforts to, want to bring people out, go after the DOJ, which, to be clear, I do believe the DOJ is going to be releasing their own stuff, probably on their own accord. But they did not maybe realize that they were sending the subpoena to Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and everyone else in between. So that was actually a motion brought forward by Scott Perry. Scott Perry was actually viciously gone after during January 6th. So, interesting. It's a bipartisan effort, and they're subpoenaing their top dogs. You have Republicans that are saying, wait, should we really be subpoenaing the former president of the United States? And everyone's saying, well, it's pertaining to Jeffrey Epstein, and also the Democrats agree. So it'll be interesting to see them twist themselves into knots on that one.
Fascinating. Do you intend on, point of personal privilege here, Congresswoman, do you intend on asking Bill Clinton why there is a velour oil painting of him in a Monica Lewinsky blue dress, sitting seductively inside of the Oval Office, hanging in the entryway of Jeffrey Epstein's $56 million mansion on the Upper East Side.
You know, I'm sorry about that. My toddler's in the background. I'm pretty
Family
much
show.
last.
Family show.
Yeah, I'm last in the speaking order just based on seniority, but I'm sure someone's going to be asking that question. They'll probably be fighting for that question.
Oh, okay. Well, we know you're on the phone, but we have the photo up right now, and it's as creepy today as the first time I saw it years ago. And Bill Clinton's never had to answer for this. I'm sure there's something more that he knows. Did he pose for this painting? I'm not sure. But you'll have him before your committee. Do you think that he'll claim executive privilege? Will he claim that I guess he can't because he wasn't president. He has no executive privilege because he...
I mean, I really am going to be surprised if he shows up. I think they're going to fight tooth and nail with the subpoena. I really do. And I think that we're probably going to have to go for a quick... I would really doubt that he's going to come in at the first request. So let's see how this plays out. But pertaining to that oil painting, super creepy. There was a lot of super creepy stuff that Jeffrey Epstein had. I know that Project Veritas had kind of covered that on some of the stuff and photos that they found in his place in the Virgin Islands. So obviously we're trying to go after who should be charged. I think that, there needs to be multiple people charged on this. But one of the issues that we had with getting Ghislaine Maxwell even in to testify on this is that she's wanting, to be basically given, a pardon for her crimes. And the fact is that she trafficked people and she wants some immunity, and she won't testify unless we give it to her. So imagine being placed with that. Do you want information, or you're going to basically be given immunity for all this? It's a hard decision to make, but I've always stood straight in my convictions that if you're engaging in trafficking, you shouldn't be given a pass.
Yes, she's no hero in this story, and she shouldn't be treated like one. She's the villain in this story. She has a lot of useful information, but she's the villain in this story. She's not a hero.
Correct.
Yes.
And she was, as a result of her decision, she really hurt a lot of young women, and we'll have to deal with that for the rest of their lives. So it's obviously going to be an interesting September surprise. So
yes.
I'm here for it. I know you guys will be, and I look forward to coming back on.
Yes, some of these subpoenas start in August, at the very tail end of August. This is going to be fascinating. Very quickly, what happens if somebody fights these subpoenas? What happens if they just don't show up? What's the recourse that Congress has?
There's contempt charges, which we can vote on, and then the DOJ can prosecute, which I'm sure Pam Bondi would love to prosecute some of these people. So there's that. And then there's also the inherent contempt charge, which, remember, I brought against Garland, and I doubt anyone would have the backbone to try to stand up to a subpoena trying to get information on Jeffrey Epstein. So I will happily file those inherent contempt charges if we don't see any movement from the DOJ.
Well, this is exactly what it's... I love the fact that we can hear your beautiful family in the background. This is what standing up for families actually looks like. And this is what protecting children actually looks like, is getting to the answers here and making sure that those who were at the very, perhaps just accomplices or sat back and watched, as Cindy McCain says. We all knew what Jeffrey Epstein was doing. No one would go after him. That's what she said. And so it'd be very interesting to ask some of these top law enforcement officials, what did they know and why did they let him go? Because they did something. Alberto Gonzalez and Robert Mueller let him go. They let him go, right? They're the guys who did it.
It's going to be interesting to see where this all leads. And what I will tell you, Benny, is that until we really see the files, it's for the most part speculation. But that's exactly why I think transparency is needed, and I look forward to seeing what comes out of it.
Yep. Final note here, just because we've been covering this. Final note here, at the depositions from the young women that have already been public, says that Bill Clinton likes them young. That's in black and white. That's not salacious rumors from Reddit. That's literally on the documents. And then also Kevin Spacey said that there were young girls on the flight that he took with Bill Clinton, and that it put the president in jeopardy. What does that mean? We really hope that you ask.
Thank you, Benny. We'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you, Congresswoman. Benny, one of the major privileges of having an audience, you and me, together, is that we can do a lot of good together, at scale. And we want to do a lot more good, but we want to start somewhere, and, well, watching an innocent woman get pummeled within an inch of her life, attacked by a mob, kicked in the head, and left for dead on the streets of Cincinnati felt like a good place to start, and, well, we have started. We've now raised, you and me, this channel, and the power of it has raised $400,000 for Holly, a sweet, beautiful, single mother of a special needs child in Ohio who was stomped, pummeled to the ground, and the city of Cincinnati didn't even have an ambulance to take her to the hospital. She had to take an Uber while she bled out. Could have suffered from a brain hemorrhage or died. This is how Holly was left, and now we are showing up. And if you want some faith in humanity, just go ahead and read some of the comments like this. 5 minutes ago, we were praying for you, Holly. Kudos to Benny Johnson's platform for taking action to help you. Praying for you and your family. I pray that the vicious racist attacks stop everywhere. And God bless and heal this woman. We can confirm, actually, that Charlie Sheen donated. Hi, Holly. Both my parents are from Ohio. I'm a lifelong Reds fan. I also played the Indians in a film years ago. Played for the Indians. Major League. My Ohio connections run deep. What happened? You will not be tolerated by true Ohioans like myself and yourself. As justice will reign supreme, feel well, young lady, and know that we are all rooting for you, Charlie Sheen. Beautiful message. So this fundraiser has hit critical mass and is, he gave $1,000. That's amazing. And we are just thrilled at how well this has gone. It is something that is so uplifting, and it really restores your faith, not only in, of course, humanity, but also in the American people, saying that we're just not going to allow for these monsters to take control of our streets, to operate with impunity. And Holly is going to be mounting, I believe, a really strong legal defense to ensure this never happens again. We talked about it this morning on the stream, and I gave you all of the behind-the-scenes background and details, but I wanted to start this video by giving you this wonderful update. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a special message from Holly from this morning's show.
Thank you all to everyone who have donated and sent prayers and love, and I just want you to know each day I'm healing a little bit better and better. Externally it's looking beautiful compared to before, but internally there's a lot of damage that has been done. I've been in and out of the hospitals and specialists, and it's going to be an ongoing battle for a long time. And so thank you for helping me to be able to get the medical attention that I need, and making sure that I'm not homeless, because I can't work until, hopefully I get better soon. And just know that I am also praying for all of you for hope and peace and just for humanity, and know that, I'm just going to keep fighting the good fight of love. I mean, this has flipped my whole world upside down. So without your contribution, I literally have no idea what I was going to do. And just want to say, this could help bring awareness to prevent this from happening to, your mother or daughter or you. Let's hope it stops here with me. So thank you guys, and God bless you.
Such beautiful. She's just truly a beautiful person, and somebody who, is taking the evil that was foisted upon her and is making the world a better place through it. You can see even a week afterwards how absolutely harmed she is. And who knows how much of this will be lifelong. So it's an incredible story. Again, we detailed it this morning on the stream. Here we go. The Hall. feel like giving, links in the description, 100% goes to change this sweet woman's life. Here you go. And we showed you all last week. We yelled about it till our voice cracked, as we are prone to do on this program, the footage of the horrific attack in Cincinnati. Now, according to all available evidence, what happened is after a music festival in Cincinnati, a group of middle-aged white people were just savagely beat down in an attempted murder. Not like not like some guys brawling at a bar. That will happen across every single bar scene in America, all right? A couple dudes throw hands. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes they end up in the gutter, you know. Listen, this was attempted murder. We counted on this program. There's 32 different punches or kicks to a man who was already face first on the cement to his skull. That's smashing his skull against the ground 32 times. That's murder. That's attempted murder. When a woman who was simply there to celebrate a birthday of her friend, her name was Holly, she's in Ohio, single mother, she has a 5-year-old, she has young children, she's doing her best to provide for her family, she just wanted to enjoy a night with her friends. She simply tried to intervene. She was the only decent person. The only decent person. 100 people were witnessing this. They were all filming and laughing and jeering. They just happened to be in the wrong part of town, man. Let me tell you. Let me tell you what. Only one person called 911. Here's what's also horrific. The 911 operator didn't respond. This is the part of the story you probably don't know. You know, no ambulance ever reached Holly? Holly, who intervened to try and just stop the fight. That's it. Just hey, everyone stop this attempted murder. The only decent person, the only person with a soul that was part of any of this, got hit by a man half her age, as far as we know, according to available evidence, a felon who was out on $400 bond, a violent felon who was roaming the streets of Cincinnati because of progressive woke bail policy, called clocks twice, Holly in the face, a defenseless woman, a mother. What kind of an animal hits a woman in the face? Then Holly, of course, succumbs to her injuries by planting directly into the concrete, which is, any medical professional will tell you, that's what actually kills you. Your brain can hemorrhage after that. You have seizures. The cops showed up, didn't help Holly, just told everyone to go away, and left Holly alone to bleed out. Do you know that's a matter of fact? That is how the police operated in Cincinnati. She couldn't get an ambulance. Do you understand? Holly, in this state, couldn't get an ambulance. The ambulances were too busy in other parts of the city. Sorry, you pay your taxes, we extort you for all these taxes, you pay 40-50% of your paycheck to city services, no ambulance for you, lady, who just got clocked by a guy half your age, a thug, a criminal, a felon, roaming the streets, looking to attack more, a vicious animal. This is the city of Cincinnati, these monsters. Anyway, I'm telling you things you already know, and I'm telling you stuff that we've already covered. And I had a bit of a panic attack live on air when we were talking to Bernie Moreno. Bernie Moreno is the upstanding senator from Ohio. And I just couldn't handle it anymore. I was like, is anybody helping her, by the way? We're all everyone's looking at her and pointing at her. I gotta tell you, during the interview, maybe you saw it live, and we'll play you a quick clip of it, but I got hot under the collar and angry. I started sweating because I realized that I was the problem. Me. Because what makes me any better than the people who are sitting around filming world star jackals? What makes me any better? I'm sitting there looking at a photo of Holly on the ground. Here we go. Here's the photo of Holly on the ground. I'm sitting there playing this for you. I'm showing you this, but what am I doing exactly? Am I any better than the jackals surrounding Holly who refused to call an ambulance, and the ambulance who refused to come? Holly took an Uber to the hospital. You know this? Bleeding out in the back of an Uber. The state of Democrat-run American cities. Stay the hell out of those cities, man.
Democrats run the state.
The point is that I snapped on air, and I just started banging my fist, and I said,
that's what we gotta look forward to, having Democrats run everything, people. Wake up. When you have Democrat places like Cincinnati, New York, California, all these places, Oklahoma, all them like that, this is the kind of outcome that's going to happen. Okay? This is what we're going to be looking at. This is what we're going to be having. Democrat-owned places. That, let's be honest, people. They don't give two shits about us. They don't care about the American people. If you ain't a foreigner or LBG community, or basically a foreigner or anything like that, or rich, they don't give two shits about you. But when an election comes around, they want people right there. They will play the race card, or oh, we support you, da 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 da. When they don't support nobody but the foreigners. And these jackals, these vermins that attacked this woman because she's trying to break up the fight, these two people. Now the roles reverse, you'll hear NBC News, CBS, BBC, all these damn Democrat-owned channels talking about it because they want a race war going on. They want blacks and whites fighting against each other because they get their jollies off of that shit. They like, they get the jollies off of it. They enjoy seeing this kind of shit. And the people that had done it, I think there's 5 arrested. One guy on a $400 bail. But a few days ago, 20-something white boys done it to one black boy. And they covering like crazy, like firestorm in it. Like, going out crazy. So yeah, let's get back to the video here and see what's going on, shall we?
Senator, is anyone doing anything to help her? Like, I realized I was the problem. You know, I'm not doing anything. We've got a platform. Why aren't we helping? So here we go. This is what we did on Friday. I yelled at the senator. I said, like, is anyone helping? Here we go. Do a GoFundMe for her. She has to have medical bills. It has to be pretty expensive. Could we help pay down her mortgage, or, you know, maybe her car payment? Like, could we do something like that?
Let me talk to her, Benny. I think let me talk to her. See what she really wants. Okay. Again,
let's do an official GoFundMe. Yeah. Who cares? Like, maybe she donates the money, right, to the you know, to her local church. But whatever. Like, let's show that she has support.
I will talk to her about it the minute I get off with you, and let her know that you're going to do that. I know she'd really appreciate it.
Want to do something for Holly? Please, let's get a Give Send Go going for Holly today. That is authorized by her. And that is approved, and she can donate the money to her church if she wants to, for all I care. But everybody's got a mortgage, everybody's got a car payment, and I know that she must have some pretty extreme medical bills right now. So I'd love to get that going, Senator.
I'm on it. I'm literally going to get on the phone with her right now.
That is an upstanding man of his word, because the senator texted me not long after that and said, I want to put you in touch with Holly. I got on the phone and I talked with Holly. You want to make sure these are real people? You want to just like chat with them? I've never met her. You want to get her story? Holly, weeping, tells me that the local sheriff in her town has told her that she's not safe, that the BLM and woke mob are targeting her, coming after her address, that she can't pick up her phone. Every minute there's a new text message with a death threat against her because she exposed the mob. Holly was actually on her way to a secure location, which is, you know, going to be just some roadside motel that she has to be at. So she's been chased out of her home. She has little children. She's a single mom. She has brain trauma. She sent me these photos. So after our conversation, I said, can you just snap a selfie? And these are the photos that she sent me. This is the state of Holly. She can't work because most work requires eyeballs and eyesight. As you can see there, her eye is closed shut. Not only that, but her brain injury, like she is going to have head trauma for probably the rest of her life. We'll see. Killer Klein's over here nodding his head because, dude, the Killer Klein does jujitsu. we gotta watch out. There's a reason why people wear helmets. Yeah, you gotta watch out. That can mess you up forever. Anyway, the point is that we were able to get Holly to agree, begrudgingly actually, because she's just like a humble, happy, kind American mom who makes up all of our communities, the communities that I come from and you come from, into agreeing to say yes to a Give, Send, Go. And all I did was say, people want to help. You know, all of us are like pointing at you and looking at you, and no one's helping. So can we help you, please? Like, there's good people in this country, and they show up. And we showed up. Here's the Give, Send, Go. Right now, sorry to say GoFund. I said GoFundMe. I said Give, Send, Go. Christian. This is the Christian site that does fundraisers, that doesn't deplatform conservatives. Here we are. 48 hours up, because we launched this late in the evening on Friday when this is our first Give, Send, Go. We've never done a campaign like this before. Of nearly $350,000. $350,000. Refresh that. Let's see if it was at 347. There we go. Another $1,000. What a country. What an audience. You did this for Holly. You're saving her life. She's called me multiple times, weeping uncontrollably, because you saved her life. This is now the #1 trending campaign on the entire Give, Send, Go platform. It's the #1 trending campaign. We blew through our goal. I'm not going to change the goal, but like we blew through our goal in like what, an hour? ALX? Like an hour? It's amazing. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of this audience. And I have the link is in the description. Yes, since we haven't been live since we launched this, but I have something to play live exclusively on this program. Nobody's seen this. This was just sent in for this show for you, for our show. This is a video that Holly just sent me. This has not been posted anywhere. This has not been played anywhere. This is only her second time on video. She gave a very quick 15-second thank you. She's obviously suffering a lot of trauma right now. And this is a world exclusive played here on behalf of the power and strength of this audience to say thank you to the rocket ship that has been able to, in her own words, save Holly's life. Ladies and gentlemen, here's a message from Holly as a thank you to the Benny Brigade. Let's go.
Thank you all to everyone who have donated and sent prayers and love. And I just want you to know each day I'm healing a little bit better and better. Externally, it's looking beautiful compared to before. But internally, there's a lot of damage that has been done. I've been in and out of the hospitals and specialists, and it's going to be an ongoing battle for a long time. And so thank you for helping me to be able to get the medical attention that I need and making sure that I'm not homeless, because I can't work until, hopefully I get better soon. And just know that I am also praying for all of you for hope and peace and just for humanity, and know that, I'm just going to keep fighting the good fight of love. I mean, this has flipped my whole world upside down. So without your contribution, I literally have no idea what I was going to do. And just want to say,